it's time to harvest some of the guppies out of this tank. And I'll be taking them to the local pet store. There's a few too many, and I have so many babies in there. The babies are everywhere. And look at that cute little Plecostomus I got. Look at how happy he is. He's smiling. Aw, he's like a darling. He's waggling his tail so nice. I just think he's cute. He runs around up and down the tank smiling. And he has gold shimmering belly. Oh, aren't you cute? I just think he's a cute little fish. Yeah. So, some of the guppies will be going to market. And, oh, the CO2 chamber in the back there. I got it at the pet store. It's, CO2 is supposed to be good for the plants. It comes with a canister filter right here. CO2. And I pump that chamber twice a day with CO2. There's some in there now. So, and it will slowly disperse the CO2, and it's supposed to help the plants. That's all I know. Okay, it's the first time I've used it. Some people I do know make their own CO2 canisters naturally with a pop bottle, some yeast, and some sugar. And if you go online and Google homemade CO2 canister, all kinds of different ideas come up, and I haven't tried any of them. Like I said, this is my first time with CO2, and I've heard about it before, and I just thought I would try it and see. What are they eating? Something fell in the pond. What is that? Oh, it's a dead fish. The kids are eating, Mom, help. Well, guppies don't live forever, unfortunately. And when Mom gets old after having too many kids, that's what happens. Oh, I gotta take that out. Yeah, when you have milk, and then the babies are eating it. Eee, cannibals. No wonder there's so many fish in here. They're all cannibals. Well, actually, guppies are omnivores. Kind of like us. They eat plants and meat. He's a cute little guy. Look how he's smiling. He's smiling. Oh, that's a beautiful male right there. Where did he go? He had the most beautiful tail with like purples and blues. And where is he? There's so many. There he is. That one right there. Where did he go? Wow, that is a beautiful male. If they would just hold still. But the trouble is they won't hold still. Now some of those beautiful purple and blue colors are coming from the odd wild guppy that's mixed in here. And I can see there's the wild colors in him, but he's got a big tail he's hiding. Because the little tiny subspecies ones can be colorful. But they're tiny. Here are some of the half-breed subspecies. This is just natural lighting. You can't really appreciate the colors. They kind of just look like shadows. I gotta move this tank somewhere so it gets light shining from the top. So they don't look like they're just shadows. And this is crosses subspecies. But yeah, I gotta redesign this whole thing here. As soon as the snow is gone, I'll be able to work again. But for now, what I've done is I've been working on some of the succulents, fixing them up. I got this little beautiful bouquet of flowers, like for 50 cents at the secondhand store. And I just glued it onto this little dish. It's just a shallow little clay dish, just so the front of this beautiful little arrangement looks cuter. Right? And then I had these little umbrellas that came on these mini lights, and I decided I didn't like the stupid umbrellas. I wanted it just to be plain white lights. So I decided, well, I could still use the umbrellas in the fairy gardens and give it a flower petal roof so it'll look more natural, because fairies are into the all-natural look, right? So they would probably make an umbrella out of large flower petals, because naturally fairies pick what they find and they utilize it in their garden. And now here, this is like real succulents mixed with some plastic, right? And those are silk that fell off of that beautiful silk arrangement that I got from the secondhand store. Some were falling loose. I guess it must have been an old arrangement. But you know what? It's cute right here on top of that umbrella. It helps to disguise that there's a little entrance and a little home. A little simple, primitive home with a mossy type roof and collected with things that you find. Yeah, it's that time of the year to start fixing everything up. I'll be working on this arrangement soon. I want to spray paint that that little trellis. It went through a fire, so it's all rusted and burnt. Because a few years ago, about 2 years ago, half the greenhouse burnt down and I rebuilt it bigger. So if you go look back on my channel, you'll see where the greenhouse burnt down the one day. I uploaded it and showed the burnt greenhouse because I was careless. I was burning too many candles, trying to heat it with candles. And it was unsafe. I've learnt my lesson now. And I'm on to bigger and better projects. Now I just heat with a little fan heater on low. Although that one's just a fan right now. They can be turned to fan, and this one's on low, but it's not on. Daytime heating keeps this greenhouse pretty warm. Spring is coming. The sun is getting more intense. There's my sun counter. And he is dancing a whole lot these days because there's more sun to dance. And he only dances in the sun. And that, oh yeah, and I fixed up this area too. I've glued some moss on here. I'm trying to disguise that this is made of wood, right? And you can't tell. Now it looks like it was a stump carved in. And there's different levels of homes for different fairies. It just looks more natural. Like when you come in here, there's my glue gun. But I usually sit here and I work and assemble little fairy things. That's what I do in the greenhouse. And I play with silly junk. Like I got this little birdie, reminds me of, you know, the budgies I used to have that would hang on the trees. And that's doing super cute. There's a little baby in there sleeping. That's like a super cute arrangement I made. And yeah, I gotta work on that one. It looks kind of beat up and faded. I'll put some fresh moss, trim up some of the plants. I'll bring it down and give it some attention. And it will be beautiful again, like this one. Just have to spruce it up a little bit, because after it sits outside for the summer, some things, moss fades and things sometimes need to be trimmed back, and you do what you have to do to make them beautiful again.